Xi'an, 1974. The sun beats down on dry earth. Farmers, desperate for water, lower their shovels into the cracked soil. Metal strikes clay. At first it seems ordinary, but then, eyes. A face emerges, carved from the earth, frozen in silence. They keep digging. Another soldier, then another. An entire army, buried and forgotten for over 2 millennia, begins to rise again. This is not a myth. It is history, and it is one of the greatest archaeological discoveries of all time. But who built this silent legion? Why were thousands of lifelike warriors entombed with a single man? And what still lies sealed beneath the emperor's forbidden tomb, untouched to this day? To find the answer, we must travel back to the beginning. The year is 221 BC. For centuries, China had been fractured into rival kingdoms. Wars raged endlessly, but now, one man conquers them all, Qin Shi Huang, the king of Qin, who becomes the first emperor of a unified China. He is brilliant, ruthless, unstoppable. He builds walls, roads, and a centralized empire. He burns books that challenge his rule. He buries scholars alive who dare to question him. But one enemy haunts him more than any army: death. He sends expeditions across seas and mountains, searching for the mythical elixir of life. He drinks potions laced with mercury, convinced they will grant him immortality. Ironically, they may have poisoned him. But while he searches for life eternal, he prepares for death eternal. In his mind, the afterlife is no different from the world he rules. He will need soldiers, servants, and weapons. He will need an army, an empire beneath the earth. And so begins one of the most ambitious projects in human history. Imagine the sound, the pounding of hammers, the hiss of furnaces, the shuffle of thousands of workers shaping clay under the command of the emperor. Over 700,000 laborers, peasants, artisans, prisoners of war, forced to build not just a tomb, but an entire underground kingdom. Each figure is molded by hand. Not one is identical. Some stand tall and broad, others lean and wiry. You can see wrinkles, scars, expressions of pride or fatigue. The army looks alive because it was meant to. Rows of infantry stand at attention. Archers kneel in silence. Cavalry hold their reins. Generals, taller and heavier than the rest, radiate authority. And they are not empty-handed. They carry real weapons: bronze swords, crossbows, spears, so sharp that many are still dangerous today. Some blades were treated with a mysterious chromium coating that resisted rust for over 2,000 years, long before modern science rediscovered the technique. This was no simple burial ritual. This was war, prepared for eternity. Before we uncover the mysteries of the emperor's sealed tomb, a quick note. If you love these cinematic journeys into the past, consider becoming a member of 5 Minutes of Culture. You'll unlock exclusive content and help us keep history alive. And yet, the army is only the outer wall. At the heart of this necropolis lies the true prize, the mausoleum of Qin Shi Huang himself. According to ancient records, the tomb is a world in miniature. Rivers of liquid mercury flow through the chambers, representing the great rivers of China. Above, jewels are embedded in the ceiling to mimic the stars, recreating the heavens underground. Modern surveys confirm high levels of mercury in the soil above the tomb, suggesting the legend is real. But no one has opened it. Why? Because to disturb it could destroy it. Ancient texts warn of deadly traps designed to kill intruders. Crossbows set to fire automatically, perhaps even poison sealed within. Archaeologists fear that our modern tools would damage priceless treasures or unleash toxic dangers. So, the emperor's chamber remains untouched, waiting, guarding its secrets. What lies inside? Gold? Scrolls of lost knowledge? Or the very rivers of mercury that shimmer in ancient writings? For now, the darkness keeps its silence. When you see the terracotta army today, you see warriors of gray clay. But in their time, they were anything but gray. Every figure was once painted in dazzling colors: reds, blues, purples, whites, even pinks for skin tones. Armor gleamed, robes flowed in bright shades, faces were vivid, lifelike, almost breathing. But exposure to air caused the paint to vanish within minutes of excavation. The moment archaeologists unearthed them, their colors crumbled away. For just a heartbeat, the world glimpsed what the army once looked like. A riot of color, a ghost of life. Then it was gone. Today, scientists race to preserve fragments of those pigments, to restore, even digitally, the glory that time erased. Stand in the pits and you notice something uncanny. No two warriors look alike. Each has a distinct face, stern, youthful, aged, scarred. Were these generic designs? Or did artisans sculpt real people, perhaps actual soldiers of the emperor's army? If so, this is not just a burial site. It is a vast gallery of Qin's living subjects, frozen in clay, condemned to guard him forever. Even their hairstyles and armor differ by rank. The detail is so precise that historians have used the figures to reconstruct ancient military organization. It is history written not on paper, but in clay. But why such an obsession? Qin Shi Huang's power was unmatched, but so was his fear. He crushed rivals with an iron will, but he could not crush the thought of death. His alchemists promised immortality in mercury pills, sealing his fate. And yet he built in clay what he could not build in flesh: permanence. His dynasty collapsed just years after his death. His empire crumbled, his palaces burned, but his army endured. The clay outlasted the steel. The silence outlasted the shouts of battle. In seeking eternity, he found it, not in himself, but in his soldiers. For over 2,000 years, the army lay hidden. Earth swallowed it. Dynasties rose and fell. Empires crumbled. Still, they waited. Then came 1974. The farmers digging a well thought they had uncovered a curse. Archaeologists soon realized it was a miracle. Excavation pits revealed rank upon rank of soldiers, emerging from the shadows like ghosts returning from war. Entire corridors of warriors stood as they had for millennia, their eyes locked forward. The world was stunned, and yet only a fraction has been uncovered. Over 8,000 figures are estimated, but many remain buried to protect their fragile paint from vanishing. What lies beneath is still greater than what we have seen. Today, the Terracotta Army is one of the most visited sites in the world. Millions travel to Xi'an to stand face to face with the warriors who guard eternity. They are a reminder that power is fleeting, but ambition can carve monuments that defy time. They are a reminder that fear of death has driven some of history's greatest achievements and its greatest follies. And they are a reminder that mysteries still wait beneath our feet. Because one day, perhaps, the emperor's tomb will be opened. Perhaps we will see the rivers of mercury, the jeweled night sky, the secrets of a man who dreamed of immortality. But until then, the Terracotta Army stands, silent, watchful, eternal. The Terracotta Army is not just a wonder of the ancient world. It is a mirror reflecting ambition, fear, and the endless struggle against time. The emperor is gone. His dynasty is gone. But his soldiers remain, waiting for the world to look them in the eyes and ask, what other secrets still lie buried in the earth? If this journey left you breathless, don't forget to subscribe to 5 Minutes of Culture. Every week, we bring you stories where history feels alive, stories that prove the past is not gone. It is only waiting to be uncovered.